speaking of teams that are trying to get back on track and develop, I want to talk about a team that put up the second least points in week one. Talking about Joey B struggling second year in a row against Watson, Chubb, and the Browns defense. It was an interesting show. I'm surprised Chubb didn't make it into the end zone. I know he had like over 100 some yards, but I thought he was gonna at least break one for a touchdown. He didn't get it. I know Watson did. But it was very interesting to watch the Bengals struggle as they did. I know they did it last season and then they rebounded. But this season, I mean, I don't, I we'll see. Week two, we got to see. I mean,
Yeah, Joey B
hopefully,
kind of looked like last year's Dak Prescott.
don't think. Look, I think the kid will be all right. Joe Burrow has a
Excuse
history
me?
of messing up in week ones. And when I say messing up, just kind of being rusty. Last year, I mean, he missed time because I think he had an appendectomy procedure, something like that. The year before that, I think it was like COVID. There was the year that he had the ACL injury. So he misses preseason time like every year that he's pretty much been in the NFL. So it's you know, he just is rusty week one. It takes him a minute to
Now, that would have been clever. Joey Burrow actually didn't turn the ball over. So if you're going to try to make a joke, at least be accurate because Joey Burrow didn't turn the ball over. The one thing Dak is going to do, he's going to get yards. He's going to score. He doesn't turn the ball over. Joey Burrow also did not score as well. So it was a good. It was a fair attempt. But the
I said
Bills,
last year's Dak. I didn't speak. I didn't say this year.
last year's Dak would have scored and at least got some yards. He only put up 82 yards total. Sorry, I didn't mean to say the Bills. I meant to say the Bengals. Both teams struggled this week. So, but that was a fair little poke, Trey. Sad. Nice try. Try again. Leave Dak out of this, okay? He's 1-0 this week. Leave Dak alone.
Boy had
However,
one good week, and now everybody know how to act.
no, nobody's. What do you brought us up? This is how it goes every week. The
sorry.
Cowboys win a game. Cowboys fans are getting out of pocket. We haven't said anything all day.
yeah. We'll get into them a little bit later. We talking about the Joey B struggles
No, I
with
know, I know. No, we're gonna get
incidents.
to that. I just had
I
to
was just
address.
making a small
I just
comparison.
had to address the quick elephant in the room right there.
That was just a
But
comparison, small comparison, nothing crazy. We can pull up actual weeks, but we'll do that later.
one's 1-0, the other's 0-1. But the Browns, they were able to acquire Jim Schwartz in the offseason, and he made a really big change. If you look at their schemes, they played man-to-man defense 50% of the time, so it allowed their cornerbacks to really utilize their strengths and their physicality. Grant Delpit, Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome the second. Again, he held Joe Burrow down under 100 yards, Nick Chubb 106 yards. When you allow Joe Burrow to sit back and pick apart your zone, that's what's going to happen. I mean, there was a play in the first quarter they were able to acquire first down on the third and long. So, they're running a zone. Jamar Chase gets wide open, and after that point, they were 1 for 14 on third downs after the fact. And it also doesn't help that Zadarius Smith and Myles Garrett were able to pressure Joe Burrow 12 times just by those two alone. So when you're dealing with that, especially with the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line, we already know how they give it up. It doesn't allow Cincinnati's wide receiver core to get open because, again, you have physical cornerbacks and a safety that is very athletic and can get from both sides of the field to really shut down whatever Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals want to try to get done. So kudos to the Cleveland Browns. I don't really think it's an upset because the Browns also have won 4 out of the last 5 against the Cincinnati Bengals. I think the Browns just have their number right now. The Bengals, from what it's worth, at least what it's talked about, the Bengals were put together to defeat the Ravens. They just forgot that little brother in Cleveland. It's like, hey man, we're getting older, we're getting stronger.
Joey's 1-4 against them.
Yeah, I'm sure he has not
so.
Definitely not.
It's an unfortunate struggle against them Browns, but